Hi everyone. I tend to look for tools that really work for me, and so you've noticed that I use a lot of Miro and a lot of Kanban Zone here. And I've always been looking for the right Pomodoro app, and no one would build it. And so when I found ones that I thought might be close, I wrote to the people and said, hey, here are things that you should add to your Pomodoro app. And they wouldn't do it. So we've given up. We've given up trying to wait for other people to build the things that we want. When they surprise us every so often, like here, we'll go with that. But otherwise, this year we're going to build a bunch of applications to actually do the things that we tell people that they need to do. So in this case today, I'm showing you the Pomodoro app that we've created, and the reasons that it is different and why you should use it, and etc., and all those great things. So here we have our Kanban, right? And so I've got a Kanban, and there's a bunch of things going on. There's things that are active, things that are in the pen. There's a bunch of things over here that are done, which I moved a lot of the sensitive stuff over into done and then minimized it so you couldn't see it. But let's just say that here we've got this well of commitment where there's just tons and tons of stuff that we need to do. I need to do a set of Pomodoros to get these done. And so I'll pull, these 4 things into Jim next. And yes, I can start pulling those into my action column or into my doing column. But what ends up happening is that when I go back and look at this, I see everything, right? So it's hard for me to focus because I can't see the one thing that I need to focus on. I also can't see what my goal is for the day. And I also can't see why these things are important. So here's the Pomodoro app. Oh, we should start here. So you come into the Pomodoro app, and the first thing it says is like, what do you want to do today? Do you want to stay focused? Do you want to make a sustainable pace? Do you want to help other people? Do you want to learn things? Do you want to kind of take it easy? Is something horrible happening? What are those things happening? So we'll just say that today we want a nice sustainable pace. So we set that up. And then we go in, and over here, we know that we want to get the first app running. I need to contact Kathy's person, contact new students, and taxes and licensing. So I come over here and I enter those. You see, you can't even remember what they are in just that short a period of time. First app running and new students. Okay, so now those are done. And they're in there, and that's okay, right? So you could pull those into doing now if you want, but what's more important is, how I created all those things telling you to sort your work? Well, sort your work. Sort your work right now. So here we have a whole bunch of different ways that we can ascribe the value that each of these tasks are taking. So rather than just prioritizing them as, do it now, do it next, do the one after that, what do these actually mean for me? So we'll say that getting the new app running, that's a quick win. Taxes and licensing is a thankless task. But over here, I know that the new student letter is also going to be a flow state. The new app is also going to be a heavy lift. And in clarity, we'll just say that that this is going to involve a lot of decision making, and that for leadership, this one might be supported delegation. And so all of those posts that I put on here that said, organize your work like this or like this or like this or like this. Well, the funny thing about it is now we have actually the whole context for each of these things. So this is a heavy lift, but it's a quick win. This is a flow state. This is supported delegation. This is a thankless task. So we now have a better idea of why these are important to us. So then we drag it in to new student, and off it goes, and then we start working on it. All right, so there it goes. So it's normal Pomodoro now that it's just working on things. And that's cool, Pomodoro. So, but the thing was, is that what drove me crazy about Pomodoros is that maybe sometimes you could put a task in it, usually not. Yeah, you can have a timer, but then in the end, what does that mean to you? How do you use that timer to improve your work, to improve how you handle future things that you're going to do? So the first thing is, let's just say that we're working on the new student letter, and the first thing that I note is that as I come in, the new students were Joan, Jerry, Jack, and Jeepers. Okay, and then I work on this for a little while, and I'm setting up the new letter, and then I realize that this needed to intro them to each other. So basically, as this is going on now, I'm actually increasing the amount of context that I have for these tasks. All right, so we're going through and we're doing the tasks and we could wait. And I could stare at you for 23 minutes and 40 seconds, but let's just say that we actually finish. And, or no. Okay, so my session has ended, and you can see here that I can do a few things, and we'll make this more robust as time goes on. But first thing is an energy level. So hey, I'm pretty energetic, so I'm going to go ahead and put we'll put 9 out of 10. And as you can see, I really wasn't interrupted by anything during that incredibly truncated thing. But if I was, I would select one of these things. So let's just say that someone came and asked me to make a decision in the middle of working on that. So now I've noted that that's happened. And then I hit this, and now it says that it's time for a break. And so one of the things about Pomodoros that no Pomodoro app really seems to want to tell you is that the whole point of the Pomodoro is you do for some work and then you get up and you walk around. And so here the app specifically says to you, look, get up and walk around. So let's just go ahead and say that we finished this. So we'll move that over. And now it's time for my Pomodoro break. And so I am going to get up now and I am going to walk around. Okay, this wasn't just to show that I can walk. Literally, when you work for 25 minutes, your brain gets filled with stuff, and then you have to process that stuff. So just walking around for those 5 minutes, getting some exercise, getting some blood flowing through my head, that allowed me to write things from short-term memory into medium and long-term memory. This is important when you're working, because if you ever worked for an 8-hour day and then you get to the end of the day and you're like, what the hell did I do? That's what you're doing. So you tell it, yeah, I moved. It's so good for you. All right, so then we want to move into the next one. So we will grab this, and so we're working on this. But now we have these things, and now we notice some stuff here. So first off, we've completed this, and we see that it's completed. We see that we completed it with a certain amount of energy. See a little mouse over? Here's the notes here so that we remember what it is that we learned. All right. And then with that, now we start to have things. So you see up here it says daily capacity. So we have a daily capacity of 10 things. And now we see that we have done one of those things. And then over here now we start to build some stats. And so here we have, we've used 1 of 10 of our blocks of capacity. Our average energy is 9 because we only have one thing that we're averaging between. And we've completed 100% of the Pomodoros that we've set out to work on. And then here we have drag. And so you notice that like we had the different types of drag. So it was noisy. I didn't get the information I needed to make a decision. There was context switching. In this case, there was this. So we say we have a 39% chance or drag measure here, which in this case is 9 and then one of the 4 things that you could have done. So it's a weighted average. But here, this is our intolerant mode. This says like this is 1 Pomodoro and there was some friction in it. So you can measure it either way, depending on how you want to do that, or if you want to do it at all. And then down here in the session logs, it says what you worked on, the time, and everything. And so what this is and why we created it is that this is total focus. When you're working on something, all you're focused on is getting the new app running, taking some notes on it, spending the time to get it done. When you're over here, this is important. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying don't do your Kanban, but what I am saying is that when you're actually needing to focus, create space, use things that allow you to make that focus. So right now, this thing is available at pomodoro.modusinstitute.com, and we're going to be making this into a product line. But come on in and use it and let us know what you think. And this is our little, at least momentarily, alpha New Year's gift for everybody. So thanks so much, people. See you soon.